Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live on a Thursday night. It's Manga night, as we like to say on the show. It's your boy Gio here, still petitioning for that Inhumans Omnibus. Please let Marvel know that I want that freaking book, so help me out on that if you're watching. And I am joined by a very good co-host, a very good friend. That is, of course, the dog house sitter himself, the Omnibus Collector. Riley, how you doing, brother?
Good. Still actively dog and house sitting. This time, if you tuned in last week, I was at my sister's, but this week I'm at my parents'. And
Part two.
Yes, I didn't know when my parents will watch my dog like when I'm not around, and so like I wasn't gonna tell them no when they were like, "Hey, can you make sure to watch our dog when we go to?" They didn't say. They were just, "Can you watch the dog on this date?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And the way that they set it up, I thought it was like a day or two. And then literally like the night before I was leaving to go to my sister's, they were like, "Yeah, so it's from Sunday until the following Tuesday." And I was like, "What?" I finished up like a whole week of doing my sister's dogs, and then I just go to another like 10 days for my parents' dog, and now I'm here, and she's a freaking handful. She's a beast, monster dog.
Maybe, I mean, if I'm not putting this out there, but if manga and YouTube stuff don't work, maybe you can start up a business of dog sitting. But no. We are all gathered here tonight to talk about all the cool stuff that's happening in the world of manga. And a lot of people in the chat already. That brings a smile to my face. Warren, thank you for joining. We got Chris in the house. Happy Thursday. James, thank you, buddy. Bean Queenie, thank you so much. It's Thursday once again. Yes. Carly, been a while since I've seen you on a Thursday show. That's awesome. So thank you, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Tonight we're going to cover a whole bunch of topics. We got a lot. It's jam-packed. Who knew in a week's time there would be so much to talk about? We got new solicits. We got new manga from Shonen Jump. We got a new deluxe hardcover that everybody and their grandmother was anticipating and finally dropped, or at least a solicit for it. You got what else? News about price increases. The manga Eisner nominees, I put that on the thumbnail. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. But what's even cooler is our wonderful sponsor for tonight, and that is, of course, the wonderful people at InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected edition. Whether it might be an omnibus, a trade paperback, hardcover, manga, and so much more, with great deals that range from 42 to sometimes 60% off. There are sales almost always that you can check around and buy some great books at great discounts. That's In Stock Trades. If you make an order of $50 or more in this website, you get free shipping. You're not going to get that at the other websites. You get it here, folks. Also, if you place an order on a week-by-week basis, you get that sweet loyalty discount that adds an extra 2% to that order. Loyalty discount, always good to have. So if it's a 50% off book, you can get it for 52% off. Comes out real handy on a week-by-week basis. Fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging. That's InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Now, I don't know if we did this yesterday, or the rest of the boys covered this, but we called it. I was pretty sure we were going to get. We talked about it on Monday. We were going to get Tom Strong at 50% off. We were right. Same with the Incredible Hulk Peter David Omnibus, the final one, Volume 5, 46% off. It's still a wonderful deal. And a bunch of great stuff coming out. And you got some manga here, too. Ayakashi Triangle. You got Bakemonogatari, Volume 18. Chojin X. You got Dark Gathering from Viz. Coloring book from Demon Slayer. So if you want to gift that to a loved one or a young reader, that's perfect. And yeah, great deals all around, folks. You got to check out InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of the show, Omnibros Live, here on the Omnibus Collectors Network.
I'll throw one final note about their stuff out there. When Trigun hardcover does eventually come out, we can segue into talking about that, I guess. When the Trigun hardcover comes out, the $50 book, their standard discount on Dark Horse is 42%, so it'll be marked down to, I believe that's with it. And are in one of the lucky states that still doesn't get charged tax because they haven't hit Nexus over there. Well, you're going to get charged tax in Puerto Rico because y'all don't have tax on books.
There is some type of tax, because lately, if the order is below 50, I get a tax charge of like 46 cents, something crazy like that. I don't know. I don't remember what exactly or why, because it's not supposed to work on books, but whatever. Still, 46 cents. I'm not going to complain.
It's
also,
like 1%.
Yeah. Also, if you're wondering and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to get to like $50, paying that extra $4 for shipping, you still get this book at an insane deal at $32 with the IST stuff. So it's still good. Usually, all the like the Berserk and Blade of the Immortal stuff, I only order it from in-stock trades, and I always pay the $32, and that's it. I'm happy with that. Like, yeah, I'm good to go. That book, give it to me. Yeah, nice segue, brother. Trigun.
Right into the announcement, the thing that so many of us were waiting for, the Trigun hardcover and Trigun Maximum hardcover. This is, if you watching us are also a viewer of our friend Omar, former Omnibro and sometimes guest Omnibro now, he did tease like a couple months ago, I want to say, in a live stream, he teased that Dark Horse was working on a new hardcover release, a new hardcover manga release, and that they were waiting until they could actually announce it because they're still working things out with it, with the license and whatnot. And what he has said was, I'm not going to give the exact in case I get in trouble, but they'd been working on getting this license done like for well over a year. So that, just to put that out there, like, I know a lot of people were getting really harsh on them because the series had been out of print for so long. But essentially, not long after they started the hardcover lines, like with Berserk and stuff, they already knew that they wanted to put this in the hardcover, and they were just working out the contracts and stuff. I think with Shonen Gahosha is the current holder.
I think so, yes.
So that's how long these things can take, because it's not just like new licenses, renewals, but also like when a publisher wants to take something and put it into a new format, they also have to get approvals from the license holder on that. Like, it's
like doing the deal all over again, like getting the manga again for the first time.
And it's this is the reason why right now, and I don't want to like yuck anyone else's, I don't think it's yucking anyone's yum, but like, I don't want to pee on anyone's parade. But why Gantz has not gotten a hardcover is because the sales are not enough on Gantz right now for them to be able to convince the license holder that.
And they just released the final one, so they still need to make a good profit out of everything that they've released for the omnibus editions.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, over time they can sell well on that in Gantz. And I say Gantz specifically because when I made a video about this and I posted it on my YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok, I asked at the end of the video, like, what series you want to see in hardcover next, and
everybody said Gantz.
It was the vast majority of answers. I got a ton of people that said Gantz. I got some people that said Lone Wolf and Cub and some other Kazuo Koike stuff, like Samurai Executioner, Path of the Assassin, and especially Lady Snowblood. I got one person that jokingly said that Mob Psycho 100 should get it, and they were like, the artwork would look great on the oversized pages. And I got a couple people that did not understand the assignment and asked for Slam Dunk and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Can you imagine Yu-Gi-Oh in the same style, like they released the same format of the book and with the faux leather and all that? So yeah, we got Trigun. Now I'm gonna be a hater. Don't don't hit the dislike buttons just yet. I know this is a preliminary artwork, but I'm not a fan of all yellow. I get what they're doing with the concept of Vash's hair and all that stuff, but I saw this and I literally that was my only thing to tweet. I'm like, that's a lot of yellow. Holy crap! But I'm sure it's going to look phenomenal on the shelf next to the other Dark Horse hardcovers.
See, my take was that this is because it's not a bright yellow; it's more of a kind of
it's like a mustardy yellow.
Yeah, and my take was that this is because of the sand on Planet Gunsmoke.
Oh, okay, I see that.
That's where my head went when I saw it. I know it says not final art. I'm thinking that the font might change that they use, but I feel like if they put the yellow out there, that's probably what they're wanting to do. I know some people were like, oh, they should have done red because that's what Vash wears, but
you already have Helsing.
Yes, exactly. I think that they want to differentiate these hardcovers on the shelves from each other, and so they want to make like every hardcover release is probably going to be in a different color. And if they do continue to do a lot of these, they might do they might do another black one, but it will have a different, instead of red lettering, it'll be something different on there.
Yeah. They could also try like some other color to match the sand, not more cream colored or something. I don't know.
Brown.
But yeah, it is striking enough with the blue and yellow. Not final art, but I'm pretty sure I don't think it's going to change too much to the finished product, honestly.
Yeah. So December 5th, that's the first one. December 5th, it collects the entirety of the original Trigun series.
Yep.
If you're unfamiliar, the original series ran for 3 volumes. I forget what the original magazine was, but that magazine got canceled. So the series was moved from a Shonen magazine into a Seinen magazine. And that's where it got relabeled as Trigun Maximum. And that's the rest of the series. Now, I did say 3 volumes for the original. It was originally published as 3, but when the new publisher took over, they republished it as 2. And then Dark Horse licensed the new edition from that current publisher, which is the 2-volume edition. Now, Trigun Maximum had 14 total volumes. And it says on there 1 of 5 of Maximum, so it'll be 6 volumes total.
That's great.
The one thing that I'm most curious about at this point is, will the final one just be a 2-in-1, or will they collect multiple bullets, which was a kind of a spin-off volume that had a bunch of short stories by other creators, including there's a short story by Boichi in there, and for Geo there's a short story by what's his name, Mizukami, is that the name of the Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer creator?
Yeah, he's on there. Yep.
So he's also in that. So I'm hoping, there's a dog over the fence, hoping that they include multiple bullets in the last one, because it was not in the paperback omnibus editions.
Yep, sorry about that. Would it be too difficult for them to pull that off and get that, considering all the other creators?
I don't think so. I don't think it. And if it would be a little bit, maybe they've been working on that. I don't know. I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping that that's something that they do to make sure that the book is not than the others.
The cool thing is we don't have to wait too long. December 5th for the first one, and then the second one was April, right?
April. So I guess one every 4 months. So they'll finish this out after about a year and a half.
That's awesome.
If nothing gets delayed, that is.
H Field, thank you for joining. Adrian, In Stock Trades works great in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I've been ordering since 2016, I think, and very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a great service, but very on point with their stuff. Great customer service. I haven't had any issues whatsoever, and whenever a package was lost, a replacement was sent or a refund, and problem solved. I kind of hate these Trigun Deluxe Edition covers. I don't know. I don't think they're going to change that much. Maybe, like Riley said, with the fonts or something, but I think they're here to stay, baby.
Yeah.
Trigun, the art definitely made the out of print prices not worth it.
Yeah.
Gio's not a fan. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
If you've never read this before, I made a tweet thread about it, but I think a lot of first timers who are going to pick this up and have never read the manga are probably going to be disappointed because, and I'm hoping that this helps it, but because of the artwork, especially like with it being shrunk down to the Tankobon size for the paperbacks and stuff, because as I'm sure most people watching are aware, like when the manga is originally published, it is in this size. It is in the, as it says, presented in the original oversized 7x10 format. So when Dark Horse puts out covers, they're putting it back into the original size when it's published in the magazines.
Yep.
Bam. Hey. And then I'm hoping that that's going to help it because Naitao has a habit of making a lot of very
It's very like hectic.
Yeah, it's like it's a two-edged sword because it's very hectic. Like the action is very like kinetic stuff going on, and then he also uses a bunch of tiny panels. But there's still like most manga that use tiny panels, it'll be like a little throwaway thing that happens there that you don't whatever. He actually has like important stuff is happening in the tiny panels, so like you have to know what he's drawing, and it's just crazy because it's like small little tiny. I was looking over some of the artwork recently. I'm like, Jesus, like this is really going to be helped with these oversized pages. I don't know if it's going to completely sell everyone on it, but I'm very excited. This is just anyone familiar with my channel. Like I did my video like 2+ years ago about my top 10 what I would like to see in hardcover, and Trigun was my number one by and far. Was my number one.
There you go. Gio's not a fan of Wolverine's costume. You're damn right. I prefer the brown costume for Wolverine or the X-Force.
Brown and black, silver and black.
I love those two uniforms, not the yellow one. I think it would be better if the gun was actually colored in, and then I wouldn't mind the yellow that much. That'd be an option. Maybe like embossed. That'd be pretty cool. Or a silvery highlight. I don't know. Rainbow hardcovers.
Yeah. I'd like if they had a different weapon on each one. Like,
ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
You have
especially
like
for Maximum.
Yeah, you have Wolfwood's cross on there. You can have like Livio / Razlo has his crosses and stuff you can put on there. Like there's so many cool weapons in the series, and then like getting towards at certain points you could even have like the angel arm. That's when I was thinking, even before they announced this, when I was thinking about it, because I knew that they were going to put something, Berserk has the curse brand or whatever, and then Helsing is a cross, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so I was like, it'd be really cool if they did an angel arm, and in my head it looked kind of like the Final Fantasy VII logo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yeah. That'd be cool. Never heard of Trigun. Any good?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty freaking great, in my opinion. It's a lot of action-packed 90s goodness. Riley's more of a fan of it than I am. You could probably sell it to him better. But Roberto, if you're interested, watch the show, the original anime. And if you're interested, pick up the manga.
It's a very like 90s Western, sci-fi Western.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 adaptations. I highly recommend watching the first adaptation and then watching the new one, because the new one, the pacing is terrible, and they completely destroy the main character's personality. And also it's a prequel, so you don't want to watch a prequel before the original, because that's not how those things work. Prequels add to, they're not supposed to like be the first thing that you go to. But watch the original. It's 26 episodes. It's a lot of fun. It'll make you care about the main character before you learn everything about what's going on. And then Yeah, watch the second Stampede, and then pick up the manga.
Oh,
You like them.
I got an idea. If you don't want to commit right away to watching a 26 episode series, watch the standalone movie they released a couple of years ago. Yeah, and that should give you a feel for the overall world and characters and all that stuff. It's fun. It's not a huge commitment. It doesn't ruin the plot or anything. It's like a solo adventure within the universe. Watch that. Badlands Rumble, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the only Trigun we have on Blu-ray. It is so sad. We still don't have the original show on Blu-ray. I'm so annoyed.
Womp.
Oh, there you go. Jaime knows what's up. We also need a Blu-ray for Trigun. Yep. Soon, hopefully. Or I think Stampede has a better shot at coming out faster than the original. So we'll see.
In that format.
Yeah. So that's that. Trigun finally coming out. People could stop angrily tweeting about it, and now you just got to wait for it to come out. So good on Dark Horse. I'll definitely be picking that up. Next up on the agenda, let's cover the Eisners. They revealed the Eisner nominees for a bunch of stuff, but for the purposes of this show, we're just going to talk about the nominees for the best U.S. edition of International Material Asia category. So let's switch on over to Anime News Network. There we go. Also, Javier is asking, is your second monitor still working? I tweeted about it because I thought it was funny that out of the blue, it decided to work today after 5 months of being just a crappy monitor. It started working today, so I'm really happy. And I'm using it right now.
It's funny. I had that happen to an old TV one time. Like it stopped working, and so I put it like in a closet because I was like, oh, I think it's just a bulb that's out, and I was like, I can probably replace that. And then months went by, and I pulled it out and plugged it in, and it was fine.
There you go. So the nominees are Junji Ito's Black Paradox, of course. You got to fill the Ito quota for the Eisners. Tatsuki Fujimoto's Look Back. Masaaki Nakayama's PTSD Radio. That surprised me. Hayao Miyazaki's Shuna's Journey. And Murasaki Yamada's Talk to My Back. I think this is one of the most diverse lists of nominees in quite some time.
They typically, the complaint that comes in from a lot of people is that these lists will be completely Viz Media, with like maybe one other one. But now there's two Viz Media, Kodansha
for second.
Yeah, and then Talk to My Back is drawn in quarterly, I think.
I think so.
The
awards also nominated Junji Ito for Best Writer Artist category. That's interesting. That's really cool. The LGBTQ plus comics studies reader critical openings, feature directions, which includes the chapter XXY, XXY, genderqueer bodies in Hagio Moto's science fiction manga by Keiko Miyajima, received a nomination for Best Academic Scholarly Work category. Tongue-tied. Junji Ito's Love Sickness won last year. Okay, cool. Shout out to Ito, friend of the show. God bless. So here's a picture for Shuna's Journey. That's interesting that such an old book is getting new life. First being published in a beautiful collected edition by First Second, and now it's getting a nomination for an Eisner in 2023. That's insane.
I think that honestly, out of the ones that they've nominated, the least likely to get it is the Ito book, in my opinion. Some people might argue that PTSD Radio would be the least likely, but I'm on a PTSD Radio high right now. I've been thinking about that book nonstop since I read the third Omnibus, and it's so good. But I honestly, I do think that there's a very good chance that one of these other ones take it, which will be appreciated by a lot of people in the manga industry and the manga journalism industry who are kind of well, not that people hate Ito, but just kind of tired of the Eisners writing Ito every year.
It's very easy to see that, and a lot of people, not out of spite, they just see Ito and they recognize, oh, he's popular. He's got that cool, creepy art and like books every year, and they sell his stuff on Hot Topic. Let's just vote for that. Reminds me when the Oscars, they nominate the animated movies, and they just vote for the Pixar ones because that's like an easy bet, safe bet. So hopefully they move away from that. Rodimus, thank you so much, buddy, for joining. I am so happy and hyped to get the Trigun Deluxe editions. Nice. Chris is going to pick up PTSD Radio tomorrow. Cool.
It's so, ma'am, stop. Stop. She like chomps at me. Like she will bite my arm if I don't pay attention. The PTSD Radio is really great. It's a pretty quick read because it moves forward at a very brisk pace because it's a bunch of like very short chapters. Some of them even like 2 to 3 pages. And there's not so much of an overarching story. So like every chapter kind of ends with a climax where it's like whatever the spooky thing is that happens. And that helps keep it very punchy. So it'll keep you moving through the book because you're like every couple pages like, oh. Like,
yeah.
Maybe it might creep you out. It might not, whatever. But like regardless of how much it scares you, because that's the point of, usually people want from a horror thing is to get scared. Regardless of how much it actually scares you, it's going to pull you through. But I said this on Twitter, and I will repeat it here because I stand by this statement. Actually, I don't think I actually said this on Twitter, but I talked about the ending because it is on indefinite hiatus. It doesn't have an ending, so to say, but the ending that it does have is better than anything that I think the creator could have come up with. Because if you're unaware, the creator has talked about it, but he stopped the series because he was experiencing things in his real life that were similar to what he was writing about. Now, I had known about that, but I didn't know that the last volume, or the last 2 volumes, which we got as volume 3 here, includes stories of him illustrating those real world happenings. So the things that were happening to him. And the way that those stories end is perfect. Like the series could not have a better conclusion. And I know that there are people who are like, hopefully he comes back and does more and like we get a real ending. Like, no, this is the best ending to, like, the ending is what makes this, in my opinion, the best horror manga ever.
I've still only read the first volume of PTSD Radio, but I loved how there was kind of a through line with themes that you realize and piece together later on.
Yeah, since it's a thematic thing, like the connections between the chapters are mostly thematic with a couple of characters that kind of recur and a couple of ghouls, I guess that we'd say, spirits that recur. The story itself is not as like important, I guess, like the ongoing story between each chapter. So it's also something that it could just go on indefinitely with a ton of like short stories about different, characters get messed with by different spirits and whatnot.
Yeah. There you go. Good for not Hayao. Masaaki Nakayama. Hopefully he gets to chill.
Good for Miyazaki. That's an unknown in the
manga world. Yeah. But Masaaki, hopefully he can get better and not get many spooks in real life, so he can work on the series later. Javier is asking, have y'all recently opened up any more Pokemon cards? I am, at the moment, focusing just on Crown Zenith. No, I haven't gotten any of the Scarlet and Violet stuff because I noticed that I was just buying, oh, a new one. I got to get that box. Oh, another one. I got to get that other box. Instead of trying to at least get most of one set. And I picked Crown Zenith because it's I don't think they released like single packs or anything. It's just like big box gift sets. So I'm just focusing on that for the moment. I recently got the super big one with the legendaries from Sword and Shield. I think that should be arriving soon this week.
I don't think I got those yet. I think the last ones I got I already talked about. It's been a minute since I got the Yu-Gi-Oh! The legendary or whatever thing, like the anniversary set.
Yeah, I've seen that. I think it was Walmart. They have them.
I got it because so it comes with 6 packs, and it's like reissued packs of the original 6 sets. And then so I got that, but aside from the 6 packs, it also comes with the 3 God cards as well as Dark Magician, Red Eyes, and Blue Eyes. And so I wanted to get those cards to display with the figures.
With the figures, that's awesome. Yeah.
And it also comes with, like, on the top of those 6 cards, there's one extra, like, like Secret Rare has the special holographic all over it.
Mm-hmm.
There's one, like, Secret Rare kind of version of one of those 6. And, of course, I got Blue Eyes with mine. I literally would have liked anything else, but I got Blue Eyes, so whatever.
Yeah. Let's go back to this. So speaking of new stuff, Seven Seas is back with the wonderful Wednesday thingamajigs, the solicits that they do, and we have 4 brand new ones that we can talk about tonight. Let's switch on over to Seven Seas. They sent this my way, so I'm going to share the press release, I guess. Seven Seas licensed My Cat is Such a Weirdo, a full-colored manga series. This one is by Tamako Tamagoyama. There we go. These adorable and full-color comics about the antics of the artist's 2 rescue cats are complemented by photos of the kitties in action. A full-colored love letter to the always cute, sometimes exasperating, and honestly just plain weird behavior of cats, favoring a cheap scratching pad over a luxurious cat tower, lending their help when it's time to fold laundry by sitting on it, and zooming around the house at odd times for no reason. Cat lovers are sure to adore this comic about the everyday silliness of living with cats. The first volume comes out this October for $16 in single large trim editions. So it's going to be super cute. Here's the cover for the first book, looking adorable and hilarious at the same time. I mean, look at that. Right in the face. Cat is such a weirdo. The next one is a steamship imprint, Healer for the Shadow Hero. This one is by Q Azagishi and Ako. This is a sexy romance for women, so watch out. Under normal circumstances, the servant girl Nana would never cross paths with the war hero known as the Shadow Hero. However, he has an incurable disease, and Nana has the power to cure it. There's just one catch. Nana can only heal her patient, by losing her virginity to him. Can the two of them possibly enter such an intimate arrangement? The first book comes out February 2024, just in time for Valentine's Day, for $15 in single large trim editions. Here's the cover for that. So yeah, we're back to old school 7 Seas. Let's go, baby. So there's the lovely duo pair love interest right there. The next one is kind of naughty. Just gonna say that much. And it kind of freaked me out when I read the description. I'm like, whoa, okay. Becoming a princess knight and working at a Yuri brothel. It's a ghost ship imprint, so it's going to have a lot of not safe for work material, just a heads up. This one is by Hinaki, or Hinaki, however you pronounce that. This is a mature rated fantasy isekai. Talk about your extreme career changes. Naruse Soshi, a middle-aged man, of course, it had to be middle-aged men, and private secretary to a politician, lies on the verge of death. Meanwhile, in another world, the princess knight Reina has been captured by an enemy nation. The prince's soul is removed, and Naruse is summoned into the empty husk of her body. Now that he's taken over the form of this beautiful young woman, he's doomed to her fate, being sold to a Yuri brothel, where he has to service female customers. He's determined to learn more about Reina's life before he took it over, while he finds a way to work the grind in her body. Becoming a Princess Knight comes out in February of next year with single volume editions for $15. That's a hell of a description for a book. Here's the cover for that. Also pretty steamy, I will say. So if you're in the mood for raunchiness, I guess that's the book for you. I'm not going to judge. You do you. The final one here is it's a webtoon manhwa, The Dangerous Convenience Store by this is interesting. I'm going to butcher the hell out of this author. 945 / Gusao. I've never heard of that in my life. It's a combination of characters, letters, and numbers. This hit boys love comic is coming to print in English for the first time. Full-colored, mature-rated rom-com about a convenience store part-timer and a handsome gangster. I'm not going to say these names. Eo Jun needs cash, so he works part-time at a convenience store where the clientele includes hoodlums and mobsters. He's tired of being yelled at while ringing up booze and trying to talk his way out of extortion. But he's not tired of seeing a certain good-looking gangster walk in the door. Gunwoo is huge, gruff, and intimidating at first, but he seems to care about Aoi Jun's well-being and is quick to knock aside anyone giving that main character a hard time. After the main character gets a peek at the at the enormous condom size, Gunwoo buys a little spark of attraction. I should have read this beforehand. A little spark of attraction might just grow into a big, fiery love story. The Dangerous Convenience Store comes out in North America this October for $21.99, available in single large trim editions. And here's the cover for that. Right there. I assume that's the big guy right there. I did not need to know about his buying habits, but good for them. So yeah, what do you think of those 4 announcements? Pretty wild, I would say.
Yeah, I'm not sold on any of them myself. It was funny because, like, as an aside, I was literally like sitting there thinking like, okay, I think I'm gonna start trying to do like small videos for every like you know, I do my videos about visit announcements, but I don't always cover other publishers. And I was like, I should do the other ones as well. So I guess whenever they come back, like 7 Seas for Wonderful Wednesdays, whatever they do, I'll cover it. And they came out and dropped these 4, and I was like, yeah, I'm not covering that. Nothing against the 4 titles. I was just like, that's just not the most exciting batch. So what I might wind up doing is like at the end of the month or something, I'll do a coverage, or like, I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll do something about it later, but it's just I had also just made like, I posted a video I think on Monday, and then I also did another one for the Viz price change, which is another topic we're covering tonight. Yep. So I was like, I've done enough this week. I don't want to cover this stuff.
Cleveland Brown, I agree. It's the first time I'm seeing those 2 words combined, Yuri and brothel. I agree. Always down for more steamship. There you go. Saw a lot of people really excited for the Dangerous Convenience Store. I saw that too. I did not know it had such a big fan base, but cool. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, okay. So there are 2 Shonen Jump series that started. I can talk about that. Where's the link? I lost the link. Where is it? Shoot. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Is this what we're doing? Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Let's share the screen again. So the first one we're going to talk about, or I'm going to talk about, you haven't read this, right?
Oh, you're talking about the new Jump titles?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't read them. I don't know what she gets into, and she goes outside and she comes back with this like black stuff on her. I don't know if it's like grease or dust or whatever, so I'm trying to use some wet naps to get it.
Let's see. Let me pull some info on the writer here. Okay, so let's do this one first. Nue's Exorcist. Nue's Exorcist. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The description says, Yajima has been able to see spirits since he was small. At his new school is a room that nobody else can see, and inside is a spirit who loves playing video games. A new modern Exorcist Saga now begins. This is by Kota Kawai. I do not know about this creator. Nuenchi Summons R. Sukomogiri Life, and Kashi Onmyo Taizen. I don't know any of these titles, so I'm brand new to this writer's work.
I think is the other new one from the creator. I think it was of like Bone Collector or something.
The other one is Do Retry, which I want to talk about in a bit. Do Retry is by Jun Kirarazaka, the creator of Bone Collection. Yep. And he's also an assistant in The Elusive Samurai. But yeah, we're going to talk about that in a bit. Nue's Exorcist is okay. It's just very middle of the road, unfortunately. I really wanted to like it because I like the 2 character designs here with the black sword and all that. I thought it was going to be more interesting than it was. And it's literally a mashup of things you've read before. You got the school setting, you got the spirits, you got the tragic backstory for the character who unfortunately lost his dad to an evil spirit, and now he's trying to be a better person, or not a better person, like a good individual that brings about peace wherever he goes, and he doesn't want any conflicts and all that. He stops this kid from being bullied by offering himself to be bullied and do the thing that the bullies were asking the kid to do, that sort of thing. And I think he was buying them lunch or something like that, and he stumbles on this room and by mistake, and he can see spirits, and he's mentioning, a lot of these spirits react to emotions, and if there's a lot of negative emotions and whatnot, they sort of bundle up together and they form like super creepy bad spirits or whatever. And he stumbles upon this room, and this young lady comes out, and she is a spirit herself, and she has been sealed in the school. So now she has her room, and she plays video games for some reason and reads manga, blah, blah, blah. And then some crazy stuff happens, and there's an opportunity for the kid to accept her powers to fight. So that, in a nutshell, is the first chapter, and it was just all right. I don't see myself wanting to continue reading this, and honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if it gets canceled. However, I think it'll go on for a bit. before it happens, is for obvious reasons. You're looking at the character designs here, and I sort of saw it like Bleach mixed with Jujutsu Kaisen and Toilet Bound Hanako-gun thrown in a blender, and you get this, but not as good as the other three, in my opinion. So I don't. Do you want to see some of the art for this?
Go for it.
Hopefully, we don't get in trouble or anything. What happened? Oh my gosh! These are just comment sections. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see some of the artwork here. There we go. You can read the first chapter for free, by the way, if you don't have a subscription to the Shonen Jump app. Just gotta go and check it out. See the kid being bullied. Take a look at the spirits here. Looking pretty creepy. Not too gross looking for my taste, but cool enough, I guess. Yeah. So is this something you would check out, or?
I mean, I will hopefully soon, because I'm almost done with like my to read pile that I've been whittling down for a long time. I'm gonna return to reading everything in the magazine, so I will pick it up. We'll see if the question is, by the time I get to that, will this have been canceled? Read it in its entirety before. Or after, if when I get around to it, will be canceled so I can read it in its entirety, or am I going to be reading it as it comes out? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah. So that is Nue's Exorcist. The next one that I want to talk about, I'm just going to spoil it for everybody. I freaking loved, and I am super pumped to read this. I hope it does not get canceled. Please, people, read this book. It is Do Retry, and like I mentioned earlier, this is by, the mangaka for Bone Collection, Jun Kirarazaka. This one is a sports manga, but it's also a drama, and I am all up for it. In post-war Japan, war orphan Aozora will swing his fist to protect his little sister. So this young kid here, his dad was a not necessarily big shot boxer, but he was famous enough, and the dad always taught him to do the right thing and follow his heart, and when things get tough, you gotta stand firm and keep fighting forward with a smile and all that stuff. Some cool, inspiring life lessons there. Unfortunately, the series is set in 1945, so with the war in the Pacific, the dad gets shipped away to war, and now the kid has to protect the household. Unfortunately, it's around the same time as the horrible air raids and all that stuff, so you can probably guess what happened there. And it turns into this drama of these two kids, brother and sister, trying to survive. She's sick. Needs money. They need money to get her just a full evaluation. That's not counting the medicines and hospitals and all that stuff, because it was a really tough time for kids. Just a lot of war orphans hanging around in like train substations and the streets and all that. No home, no food. Really, really sad. A really sad moment in history, and the kid's love and inspiration for his father keeps him going. Unfortunately, whenever something good happens, like thugs will steal his money or food and stuff like that. And slight spoilers for the first chapter, he gets an opportunity at the end when some thugs stole something of theirs, and he goes to get it back. He fights them. He loses horribly, but he has that will, similar to like Captain America, where he keeps standing up, and he gets a interesting offer from what I assume would be like an underground boxing club arena thing. And one of the bosses is like a Yakuza lady or something. And it looks like she's going to give him the money and opportunity not only to help his sister, but also fight. He's going to be a boxer in this thing. So it has a lot of heart, really fun artwork. I can't stress this enough. If you are interested in what I just said, definitely read it. You'll be enjoyed. You'll enjoy this and be entertained. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, definitely check out Do Retry. Highly recommended on my end.
Sounds like it's going to be something pretty different from what's in the magazine right now.
Let me show you. Damn it. There we go. Let me show you some of the art here. I thought it was just going to be a sports drama series. And when I started reading this, I'm like, oh, crap. We're getting some good drama here. Non-sport related. Let's go. So, yeah. Also, his sister inherited his dad's strength, which I thought was pretty funny. He's pretty scrawny. So, yeah. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, you can see some of the artwork there for the fight scenes, which looks really good. Reminded me a little bit of something you would see at a Baki chapter with the character design and shadowing and all that. So, yeah. Do Retry. If anybody in the chat has read it, let me know, or in the comment section later. There we go. So, yeah, out of the two, Riley, I think you'll really enjoy Do Retry. Go check it out eventually. You sold me. Yes. You can read the first 2 chapters for free right now, so go check it out. Exorcist. What's Japan's obsession with Exorcist? Japanese creators are obsessed with their folklore, and it's evident in a bunch of stuff. When you least expect it, it shows up. From urban legends and yokai lore and all that, and like religious stuff, it's always there present. So I wasn't too shocked by it. Let's see. I'm sure a series like this exists, but I'd be really interested in a manga following actual Shinto exorcism in some way. I'm sure there's something out there for you. H Field talked about, you mentioned something earlier and I forgot to highlight it. Was it you?
Huh? Did I?
No. I'm talking about the chat.
Oh.
Anyways, I'll look at the comments later. The setting is what makes this one interesting to me so far. Yeah, definitely the setting. It's unlike anything you'll read in other sports manga, for sure. It's a transition period in Japanese history, and it's very dark and gruesome, but also very uplifting, with the promise of these kids being that beacon for the new generation to uplift the country from what had previously happened with the devastation of the atomic bombing and World War II and all that stuff. So it's a great, it makes for a great drama action set piece, in my opinion, or sports scene. So many series are rumored or confirmed to be ending in the magazine. They need at least one of the 4 new series to catch on. Hopefully, Do Retry hangs on and doesn't get canceled. I think it has potential to go all the way. If the sister inherited her dad's strength, then why would he bother to protect her? There's a reason for that, but I don't want to ruin it because I want you guys to read it. And she's sick, and it's pretty. It can be a little heartbreaking, but it's a worthwhile read. So there you go. 2 first impressions for you guys. If you read it, let me know in the comment section if you're watching this later. What's left on the docket for tonight? Price increase?
Price increase, and I mentioned quickly earlier, but Right Stuff, I don't know if it's permanent or it's just current.
Oh, yeah. They didn't say anything. People were asking them in the comments. I'm like, I don't think they're going to answer that, buddy. You just got to wish it stays on for a bit for as long as you can afford.
The figures no longer have a surcharge on Right Stuff. So if there's any anime figures, and the thing, like, Right Stuff prices were usually lower from what I've witnessed and the stuff that I've looked at. The base price was lower than the base price at like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth, but Right Stuff would tack on a surcharge, an extra fee with every figure. So like, and that fee would change, I think, depending on the cost or the size. And basically that was how they would charge you for shipping. It wouldn't come with free shipping, and they would add a fee and ship it. So like the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon that I got, if you want stuff, it's around like 400-ish, but with shipping and the fee, it came out to like 490 when I got it. So that stuff was adding up. So now they're not adding the fee on there. And so that's a deal. And if that's a permanent thing, then like that's going to keep me buying all of my like figures and whatnot with them rather than the other stores. So that's pretty, just a brief thing to mention. And they have a lot of, I'm looking actually right now at the new releases, a lot of new figures are available now, just recently became available.
Rest in peace, everybody's wallets.
For real.
Also, they have the birthday stuff coming up. I don't even want to touch that. Like,
they already announced that the birthday sale is starting on June 25th. So you can count on a whole month worth of discounts, additional discounts on different books and stuff. So stay tuned all month to see if anything is discounted. And the next topic being the price hike from Viz. I mentioned this in my video that I put out on my channel, but if there are any Viz Media titles that you have been sitting on that you want to get, you might want to think about getting them during either the birthday sale or the Christmas sale. I'm not trying to push anyone to do anything, but like those would be a couple of the better times to buy those before the prices go up, so you can make sure you lock in on the pre-price hike, the pre-inflation prices.
Yep.
And the price inflation, now that we're on that topic, it was not really announced. It was found by, some of y'all might know Fire Lunar from TikTok and Twitter. He on TikTok is known for doing the like manga restock roundup videos where he talks about all the new things that have been reprinted and restocked at various retailers. But he sent me Tuesday night, I think it was, a link to Stone Ocean Volume 1 hardcover. And he was like, hey, the price went up on this from $20 to $25. And then he was like, I also found the price went up on Chainsaw Man. Volume 12 and 13 are now gone from $10 to $12. And then from there, like he told Manga Alerts on Twitter, and Manga Alerts put out a whole thing and did a live chat about it. And he and other people were looking for more listings, and they found a whole bunch of them starting, I believe, as early as October for series that had their prices bumped up by about 20%. So as of now, it's not yet known, and I did say this in my video, it's not yet known whether this is going to be across every publication. Because they only found it for some of the more popular ones so far. So there's a chance that it might only impact some of the more popular titles. But I wouldn't be surprised if over the next, few months, we start finding that they've upped the price on everything. And I think that the tell is really going to be next month, because next month they will announce a whole, they'll have their next round of announcements, license announcements.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll find when those pre-orders go up what their prices are going to be. And that's how we're really going to be able to tell.
So I mean, they held on pretty strongly to those prices, to the old ones.
Yes.
If it does change. So that's great. It sucks to see price increase. increasing for manga and all that stuff. I know not everybody can afford everything, so but thankfully it's not a huge leap. It's not like if it was 20 and now it's like 35. At
Yeah.
least it's $5 for a premium printing of a book.
Yeah.
And what was the 9.99? It's gonna be 13.
$12, so $11.99.
11.99. It's not too bad. So
Yeah.
now, if you don't have the income for that, unfortunately, now you're gonna have to pick and choose what you get and be more selective. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be quality over quantity for some people. But yeah, let's not get all gloomy yet. Let's just wait and see what happens.
But they did, like you said, they held on to their current prices for a while. I believe the last hike was in 2009. I think that was when they went up on the Shonen Jump and Shoujo Beat in particular, from being $8 to $10 a piece.
Yeah.
And so it's been almost 15 years since they did that. And at that time also was when that's around when they really started putting out the signature line, and all of those signature lines were on oversized trim, and so with that they introduced that higher price point. The $12.99 I think is what those are at right now, and if I'm not mistaken, those are going to go up to about 15. So that was the last time that there was a price hike. It's been almost 15 years. I looked up on an inflation calculator, and $10 from 2009 is more equivalent to like $14 now. So I'm not trying to be in defense of like corporations or anything like that, but I'm just saying like they could have easily gone from 10 to 14, because that's the price point that like Tokyo Pop, Seven Seas, and Dark Horse are at. So there's already precedence, but instead they went up to the price point that like Kodansha and Yen Press are at. So now it's just a matter of like, are Kodansha, Yen Press, etc., going to bump their prices up soon, or what's going to happen with everyone else? I'd hope not, because there's so many factors that are like making this hobby more expensive. In the past year or two, we already had like a lot of us are getting taxed by some places, such as Right Stuff. I didn't used to get taxed at IST either, but 2-3 years ago they added that. Some people, or the standard discount is lower at Right Stuff than it used to be. It used to be like I think a standard 25%, but now it's a standard 20%. So there's all these little things that were already making things more expensive for us, but now it's just piling back on. But
yeah,
that's life.
Unfortunately. Jaime says, one thing they found during the Twitter space is that all the volumes that have a price increase also were listed as thinner. Usual number of pages, though. By thinner, like different printing, or they're using what's the printer that people got upset about? The Italian?
Yeah, the Italian printer is the one they got upset with. I wouldn't pay too much attention to that.
Yeah, no.
Because that might not be accurate. Because there's so much variance, it's often hard for them to know exactly how thick it's going to be.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait until the actual book comes out.
So that I wouldn't pay attention. Like the number of times that we've seen books listed as like 0 inches by 0 inches when it first gets solicited. So I wouldn't pay much heed to that. But I mentioned buying stuff like on your list because it's very likely that this will impact reprints of existing books, because that's what happened back after 2009. You can find like old printings of stuff like old Naruto, old One Piece, where they used to be $8, and then later printings got increased to $10, and then if things proceed and everything gets impacted, then those you'll see $12 printings of those as well. So I don't think that the reprinted with the price adjusts would happen until maybe like late spring next year. That would be my guess, because it just depends on how long it takes for them to need to reprint those things. But it'll be a minute before that happens, but at least you have additional sales you can take advantage of in the meantime.
Yeah, and there are always going to be sales. If you go to different websites, like not necessarily summer and winter, but like Labor Day, back to school, spring, there are always going to be offers available. So don't fret. Just hang tight, guys. We'll get through it together. Here's the comment I missed. I knew it was H-Field. My Toilet Bound box set came in today. It was a really nice box set. Nice.
It is very nice.
Let's see. I think some of us would benefit from having to be more selective, including myself. But of course, I'd rather prices not have to go up at all. Yeah. And it's so weird because for a long time, since 2009, like you said, the standard was $9.99, and you would tell people, "Oh, just for $9.99, you get a full volume of X or Y series, a full manga volume."
Yep.
So now it's going to be a little bit pricier, just a bit.
I had someone on my video, like, I'm assuming that this person is from France or something. They commented like that they didn't buy, that it was inflation that was making them do this. And I was like, I'm like, okay, number one, I did mention in the video that it's inflation as well as the increasing price of paper and the cost to print and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something that like a lot of us have known about, especially like if
we talked about it in the past with on this show. Yeah.
And it's already impacted like Marvel and DC books, where we're seeing a lot of those omnibus go up to the $150 price point.
Yep.
Whereas before, $125 was kind of it for a while.
Anyways, yeah, continue.
But so we already have seen the printing stuff impacting Western comics, and now we're seeing it also impacting Viz directly, and it probably has already impacted some of the others, and we just haven't really noticed it. But because some of the other publishers, like their prices are all over the place. Like I read Seven Seas, their standard volumes, like a volume of Die Dark, I think is $14, like $13.99. Mm-hmm. And I read Soloist in a Cage, Volume 1. That is an oversized trim, and it has like 300 pages. And it was like, I think also $14. Wow. Like it definitely wasn't more than 15, so it wasn't at the usual price point that they'd have a book like that big. So their pricing is all over the place. But yeah,
that reminds me. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
The guy on my channel was like, you have saying that it doesn't look like it's in inflation. And I was like, no, I said it was inflation and this other thing. Also, because he was quoting like how in France it's different. And I'm like, you can't really quote, compare, because inflation is impacting different places differently. And also like France literally has the second largest market of manga, like in the world after Japan. So like their market is huge compared to ours. So it's just, there's a lot of factors, but yeah, it was just a silly, silly comment.
People are silly. Two things before we start wrapping up. I knew, but I kind of forgot. And I just saw the posting for the Magic Knight Rayearth reprint. I don't know if we talked about it on this show, but it's going to be reprinted in smaller, affordable editions because the box sets are out of print, right? The 2 anniversary box sets.
I'm not sure.
So it'll contains the updated translation and lettering created for the 25th anniversary release. I did not have the cash for that when those came out, so that's why I don't have them. But I will be grabbing this new set. So it's already solicited. Magic Knight Rayearth, Part 1, Book 1. It's already out, coming September. So that should be a nice birthday gift for your boy here.
So you are also excited about those Naoko Takeuchi collections continuing?
Yeah. Yes, I have the first 3, and they stopped posting them, and I was not worried because it's Sailor Moon, and that's always going to sell, but I was annoyed because I'm like, guys, give me a release date, please. I don't want this limbo of just like, it'll come out eventually. But yes, after much delays, the fourth volume comes out in September, and the fifth one, I think it was November or December. I don't know, but in the fall. So I'm excited for that. I can finally own the Sailor Moon manga in that format. I like it. I know bigger's better, but I dig it for the price and my budget. I'm cool with it. Wish I'd known Magic Knight Ray Earth was getting a new cheaper release with updated translations, because I bought all the original CMX volumes at a half price books. Ay, ay, ay. I hope it wasn't too much. I always wondered how Seven Seas price their stuff. Think they put a bunch of prices up on a dartboard and just throw darts. Whichever price it hits, it'd be the price of the next volume. This leads into a quick little haul. Just one book. I haven't hauled anything on recently. Just this one book I found at Walmart of all places. A Seven Seas book. Usually it's all Viz Media books, or maybe the occasional Kodansha. So I was surprised to see a Seven Seas title. Let me go get it.
It's funny with Solos in the Cage because not only is it oversized and thick, but it also, like, they are promoting the fact that the series is a Shonen Jump Plus one. Like, on the back it says Shonen Jump Plus, so they obviously know, like, there's a lot of stuff behind it. But they could have charged, I thought it was a $20 book, and I looked at the back when I was reading it and I was like, damn, this is cheap.
Yeah. So here's what I got. I found the first volume of The Valiant Must Fall by Yu Ida.
It's a good one.
Did not expect to see this. This was one of my hyped releases for whenever this came out. I think it was February. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it that month. So I was waiting to grab it, and I saw it at Walmart. I'm like, don't mind if I do. I'll get me some cool samurai action. And he even has the little flaps. I say little because the originals are supposed to be bigger, but these ones are tiny.
Them French flaps.
Than the original French flaps, yeah. So, yeah. I got a comment about this book on my channel that I just thought was silly, and I didn't even bother to respond. It was saying, like, I wish there'd be more samurai series that don't cater to shoujo. I'm like, my guy, what are you even talking about? Settle down. Jesus. I just ignored it. I don't have the time in my life to deal with that.
There's some last minute news.
What's up?
If anyone's a fan of Glacier Bay's releases, Glacier Bay has basically the entire time that we've been live been announcing some new stuff.
Let me share it real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, you can just go on for their Twitter, and I think it's starting with The Other Side of the Clouds. That might have been the first one that they announced to me. If you're not familiar, Glacier Bay is an independent manga publisher. They do a lot of single volume releases and stuff, very high quality releases. Basically anything they do is going to be beautifully put together.
Yo, what's that? Okay. I dig this. How much do I have to? Whoops.
So,
Recap all of. Okay, so I guess from this point on. Oh, they're recapping. So they announced it earlier, right?
Yeah, the recap. Mothers by Kusahara Umi.
See if I can find it. This is it? No, give her back to me. No.
That was the second one. Yeah, there's Mothers.
Ah! This is Mother's. Okay. We have received. There's no description on it. Okay.
So that one is coming from he said it's coming on the boat from the printer. So that one's going to be pretty soon available. Give Her Back to Me by Hana Chitani. is available for pre-order. Tragedy follows those whose lives are linked by a family heirloom and the strange it bequeaths and the trauma and loss wreaked upon each generation by the last.
Interesting.
The Other Side of the Clouds is the next one.
Hold on. Oh, there it is. Found it.
Available for pre-order by Yoruno Hitsujigumo, is now available for pre-order. A young girl moves to the seaside town of Kumogara, wandering under dazzling sun and ever-changing stars. She searches for meaning in an item from her past. The Other Side of the Clouds is a record of those hazy, dreamlike days in the mysterious little town by the sea, an atmospheric snapshot into the casual youth, a blossoming friendship, and the desire to travel.
Showing the art here.
Yeah.
I want to read that. That sounds interesting.
Then Mikchan slash Michan. Is that what you're on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Available for pre-order. One hot summer day, Akira unearths a tin mysteriously connected to someone known as Mikchan. Far afield, can Akira help a lost spirit discover the connection to Mikchan?
Ooh, that sounds right up my alley. Let's go. Are these anthropomorphic animals? What's happening here?
It looks like the art of their Sleepy Child series by, I think, Toshineko.
Shinosuke Saika or Saika, however you pronounce that.
And then
Did you talk about this one?
Yeah, this is next. Kanjin-kun by Ayumu Arisaka. Kanjin meaning an essential part. A new accordion book following a spirit birthed in a hollow space that goes in search of a body, their body which must too be in search of a soul.
Yo, this is sick. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's an accordion book. Opens up that way.
I want to read this. Whoa. Huh. How the heck? Is this going to be expensive?
I would imagine it's probably going to be around the $30 price point.
I mean, for this, I get it, you know.
Because their books are always more like, they have like $50 books that have like a $10 price tag on it. So they're always really well produced and stuff. But they're such like great releases. I think I've collected almost everything they've put out, and all of them are just beautifully put together. And the stories are always really interesting. Often just a single volume. Like there's, I think they have two ongoing things. One is The Sleepy Child, which is like a series of short stories about like an anthropomorphic cat and his family. And then there's another one, I forget what it's called, but it's like a girl in a red hood or something like that. And they've only released like one volume of that, I think, or maybe two. Oh, it's only $12.
Only $12. Okay.
Hot
That's perfect. I mean, it is a tiny book, as you can see here.
Yeah, it's not that big. 12-page sheet.
Okay. Interesting. $12. That's not bad at all. And you get a really nice indie manga creation thingamajig. Glacier Bay Books. Shout out to Glacier Bay. Omnibus. You mentioned trying out Twitch soon. Would you have a schedule or just go live whenever you have the chance to?
I'm going to be starting up in June. I'm actually like, it's a program that Twitch reached out to me to be part of. So I am affiliate. Like they bumped me up to affiliate status already. But my program doesn't start until June. So I don't know exactly when, but the one thing I do know that I want to live stream is the biz announcements for June. So whenever they do that, whatever that's going to be, I'm going to live stream while they're getting announced. And I don't know if I'll have like a friend guest with me during that, but what I'm going to do is the same that I did during the February announcements. We did a bingo board of what we thought was going to get announced, and I'm going to have a bingo board this time too, and like cross off anything that's on there. So it'll be fun. And then I will do my regular video on YouTube about the announcements after like looking up additional information and organizing thoughts. But you'll get to see my like
live reaction.
I'm gonna be like, yes. Like y'all, I was on a voice chat during the last one, and even though I knew it was gonna happen, when they dropped Stone Ocean like first thing, I was like, let's fucking go. Like you can ask Colleen like next week when they're on. Like I was super hyped about that.
So hyped for the Omni streams. That's awesome.
F, what's up?
Indie publishers usually have a great quality physical releases, so usually higher prices. I'm good with that. If I mentioned this already, are you gonna? I was gonna joke about something, but I'm not gonna say it here. Another time. So whenever the stream happens, when it's near like maybe the week of it happening, let us know and we'll pimp it out on the show here.
Yes, I just need to figure out like because I'm supposed to have another call with someone over there soon, and so they can kind of like help me to organize. But I have basic ideas. It's just it's not going to be gaming because I can't do gaming like
not right now.
Well, that's their thing. They wanna push more non-gaming stuff. So, so it's gonna, and I can't watch anime on stream because that's a licensing issue.
Yeah, that'll be a bad thing.
So it'll be like me talking about manga. I know I talked with Gio, and Gio has suggested doing like tier list streams and stuff like that. Like, so we'll see what happens.
I do have a Twitch channel, by the way, so whenever I stream anything, I can have you on and we can play some games. That shouldn't cause any problems, I think. I hope. Who knows? I think that about covers it for tonight's stream. Thank you, everybody. I do appreciate the chat as always. You guys are lovely. Love every single one of you. Thank you so much for taking out a time out of your busy schedules to hang out with us live as we talk about all the manga news out there. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, for making it happen. Your destination for all things collected editions. You get your Omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, box sets, manga, treasury editions, whatever. If it's a collected edition, you got to go to InStockTrades.com and purchase it there. Trust us, great deals, fantastic customer service, wonderful packaging. That's In Stock Trades, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Also, let me remind you guys that on the 29th of May, you can be in the running for the $50 gift card courtesy of In Stock Trades. You got to show up on the Monday stream, participate in the chat, and you're in the running. Don't worry about it. We got your back. Open to anybody in the world. Just got to show up and chat with us. And we'll do that courtesy of our sponsor, InStockTrades.com. So thank you to IST for that. And thank you guys for supporting the show. Truly do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Omnibus Collector, you can find him on, let's see if I get this right. You can find him on TikTok. You can find him on Twitter. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him dog house sitting right now. You can find him on his YouTube channel. That's Omnibus Collector. And what else did I miss? Any other social? That's about it, right? Instagram,
Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at the Omnibus Collector, and Twitter at Omni Collector.
There you go. When I'm not petitioning for any humans omnibus, I talk about manga on my channel. If you guys are interested, the Manga Geekdom. I should have a video up soonish, probably tomorrow, hopefully. Let's see what happens. But thank you, everybody. God bless. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you next week with a whole new lineup of streams and all that stuff. So thank you. Thank you. Peace and love. Stay safe. Hit the like button. Share the video. All that fun stuff. It'll mean a ton. Catch you guys. on the next stream.